Godfathers of Podcasting. Now, in case y'all didn't know, they've been podcasting since before podcasting was even called podcasting. Archives of this show are available on every major podcast provider, and you can find video archives, merch, and more on their website, godfathersofpodcasting.com. Now, here are your hosts, two guys who have been broadcasting online since 1996, the Godfathers of Podcasting themselves, Donnie De Silva and Chris Tidwell.
Oh my God!
Hello. It is Friday, January 5th, 2024. And this is the 163rd episode of This Stupid Show, Part 2. And if you're wondering what happened to Part 1, well, you're never ever going to hear it or see it because the internet service provider in Southern Ontario took a major shit last night when Tid and I were doing this show. And what are you waving your sausage at me for?
I wouldn't get so quick to throw that one out there so fast because, as it turns out, the footage that was recorded has been saved.
So we'll make it as like a bonus.
There's bonus outtakes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I thought you were doing this because you were going to stick up for Rogers and their shitty internet service.
No, I would never, ever do that. Not for the company or anybody named Roger. It's just not in my DNA.
I've only ever known one guy named Roger who wasn't a dick. Do you know anyone named Roger?
I mean, probably. Do I know them personally? No, but Roger Goodell. So yeah, Dick.
Yeah.
Right?
See?
Yeah. No.
Dick. So this now is officially the first episode of 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. Like the intro says, my name is Donnie, and that man over there, he is my longtime partner. And you know, we go together like fat guys and New Year's resolutions. That's Chris Tidwell, the notorious TID. How was your New Year's?
You know, much like that, and much like those fat guy resolutions, it's already we're a week into the new year. Mm-hmm. And just like the gym, I'm sick of seeing you already.
Fucking guy.
My New Year's was good. It was nice. It was quiet. I'm old. I don't have to go anywhere. I have some dinner. I watched some Inglorious Bastards, some top tier cinema. And then, you flip the channels around a little bit. You know, you watch some of the musical acts on the different channels and you realize how old you really are because you only recognize like one or two of them, like LL Cool J, who was probably the only guy who kept it real because you could actually hear him out of breath as he's running around trying to sing, you know, where everybody else was clearly just phoning it in. And that's not true. Jelly Roll did too.
Or they were like going over top of vocal track, right? Just
100%.
It's the
easiest way. You try doing all of that, right?
Fuck no.
But that was it. And then like 12:15, boom, lights out, sucker. I was done.
12:15. You know what time I went to bed on New Year's? 5:30.
That's in the app, like before midnight?
5:30 in the a.m. because we were turned up.
Did you do Molly or something?
No, but I had a lot of alcohol. And it was one of those stupid nights where, because you know me, I don't get drunk very often. Like when you and I first met a million years ago, I was drunk every day. But these days, I don't drink very often. And if I do, I drink socially one or two, and that's about it. Mainly because I drive everywhere, but also mainly because I just don't feel the need. On New Year's, those rules were out the window, dude. Like, I was at my cousin's annual New Year's Eve party. There was like 30, 40 people there. I don't know. And just constantly, it was like, Donnie, you want a shot? You want a shot? You want a shot? And I never said no to anything. They just kept, I don't have any idea of how many I had. I have no clue. What I do know is I made a classic error, Tidwell, where I had cream shots, I had whiskey shots, I had wine, I had beer, I had tequila. I fucking consumed it all. I consumed it all.
Like, why not just have peach schnapps? Why not just throw that
shots that had fucking peach schnapps? And I shit all over my my 23-year-old cousin who's a bartender. I'm like, what are you making with peach schnapps? And she's like, it's good. I'm like, I stole that shit from my dad when I was 15 and I was trying to get hammered. Peach schnapps.
You don't mix the creams with the hard stuff with the beers with the like. Come on, what are you new to this?
I said yes to everything. I said no to nothing. I took it all in. Dude, I said yes to everything.
That's how you end up with your prostate getting massaged.
That's how you end up pregnant. And I almost did.
Right? You say yes to too many things. You can't say yes to cream shots, bro. Not everything. If you want to keep your card.
Rum chata with Fireball, which is delicious. But like everything, we had everything.
So, please let me guess. There was a rom-com playing on the TV in the living room the whole time too.
No, but I drank everything.
All right. How'd you feel the next day?
I felt okay because right before I went to bed, I hurled.
did you on yourself? Did you do the old the back of the throat tickle?
No, I felt it. I felt it coming. I felt it coming, and I said, I need to get to the bathroom. And I just brush my teeth, clean myself up, more drinks, and I felt fine.
Wow, that's a brave trick. That's a me trick. That's usually what I used to do. Right now, I don't. I'm far too far gone that I don't even puke anymore. But anyways, there you go. Well, it's good. I'm glad you had a good New Year's. Thank you to everybody who is joining us here on this new journey of 2024.
Hey now,
year of the silliness, as I like to call it already. So we're off to a good start. Round 2. Let's not make him wait anymore, can we?
I agree. He's been chilling backstage. He came in yesterday and he started to tape this episode with us. Then all the computers and all the internet died on us and we had to scrap it. And he was good enough to make up some time for us tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, right now, it is time for the big hello. And this week's guest, well, he's back again because let's be honest, he's one of our favorites around here. And we couldn't think of a better way to start off the new year. So we had to invite our boy back on the show. He was born and raised in the Bronx. He was a young boxing champion who became a cop and eventually left the force and made a name for himself as a great stand-up comic. Many fans became aware of him as one of the original Latin kings of comedy. These days, he's a comedy writer for a popular game show. He's still playing clubs, and he's an award-winning filmmaker. Last fall, I had the opportunity to attend a festival with him and watch his short film, Meet Los Parents, take home another trophy. This thing just keeps winning and winning and winning. It's like DJ Khaled. All he does is win, win, win. Last month, he sent me a copy of his newest screenplay entitled Teeth, and that thing is already winning awards too. This guy is like an award magnet. Next week, he'll be filming a comedy special right here in Toronto, January 10th and 11th at the Comedy Bar on Danforth. Ladies and gentlemen, last time he's on, my intro was Lena, but this time my rhyme is just a little cleaner. He's a real happy dude, like a social convener. He says racist jokes are funny, but don't be a wiener. It all comes down to intention and your demeanor. I can't wait to see Teeth. Yo, send me the screener. Now give it up to the freaking Rican. This is our boy, Joey Medina.
Hey, the intro was even better the second time.
Wow. What was the second line of that one, Donnie?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the top of the dome.
Yeah, it was.
It was good, man.
Bro.
He was like Eminem, man. You were like Eminem up there.
Yeah. It's all off the top of the dome. There's no second takes.
He's more like Skittles. Who we kidding?
Not Eminem Skittles? Okay. You calling me fruity? I got you. How are you, Medina?
Good, man. How you guys doing? It's so good to be back on your podcast. My favorite podcast that I'm on. I do Friends podcasts every now and then, but This is my favorite. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, brother.
Man, listen, we love having you out here, and I'm excited, man. You texted me earlier this week and said, "Hey, I'm coming to Toronto." I'm like, "Fucking right!" So I had to move my schedule around and make time so I could go see Joey Medina, one of my absolute favorite stand-ups. How did this gig come together, man? What like talk to me about
well, I think Russell Peters is part of it somehow. I think he's like the executive producer or something.
Okay.
I was at his house the other day and he's like, "Hey man, you want to be in a special?" I'm like, yeah. So that's how it happened. And So it's gonna be pretty dope.
But he's not doing one of these friend things where it's like, hey, you want to be in the special, but I got no money for you.
No, it's not like that at all. I'm getting paid nicely, and again, he's not doing it. He's not in charge, but somehow
he's connected somehow.
I'm not sure how. Yeah. So I'm definitely getting paid, which is nice. They're flying me, not on my favorite airline, which is Air Canada. Well, you know, let's say Bear Canada. I don't want to say
why'd you have heat with Air Canada? What happened with Air Canada?
Dude, last time when I was in Montreal and I came back, on my way driving to the airport in the morning, they changed my flight 4 times on my way. And then when I get there like 10 in the morning. They're like, oh, okay, your flight's at 6 p.m. I'm like, what? It's like, and it's funny, the customer service line was like a mile long. They just suck, man. Like, and I did some research on them. Everybody has complaints about them. I love Canada, but not Air Canada.
Well, 2 things I avoid whenever I have to fly: Air Canada and LaGuardia. If either one of those things is involved in my trip, I'm staying home.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, LaGuardia is bullshit, man. I swear to God, that whole airport's run by the mafia because, like, they canceled flights for no particular reason, and then the hotels near the airport, they're all jacking their prices. It's a fucking Ponzi scheme. No one's going to convince me otherwise. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but that one, I'm all in.
And you know, the funny thing is, I'm from New York. You're probably right.
So you got the gig next week. You're taping a comedy special, and I saw your Instagram, all new material.
Yeah. Well, you probably saw some of it, but there's a lot more new. And it's we're shooting it on the 11th. Yes, the 11th. And what's the name of the bar? It's
Comedy Bar Danforth.
Yeah. And so I definitely, I want people to show up. We're doing 2 shows. I believe it's 7:30 and 9:30.
Okay.
And there's going to be 2 opening acts, or 2 acts that I think also recording like mini specials.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a fun little event.
Yeah, that's hype, man. I'm hyped up for it. When I got to see you last time you were here in September. I saw 2 of your shows that you did at Joker's. I went both nights back to back. And then I saw your little mini set that you did, your little 5-minute set that you did at the film festival.
Oh, yeah. That was torturous.
I mean, I got to bring it back to that for a sec, Joey, because if you think about it, the very first time we ever met you on this show was when you were over at Russell Peters' house, and Russell was half asleep. So while he was waking himself up, you stepped in for him. And I asked you one of my all-time favorite comedian questions, which is, talk to me about the worst time you ever bombed. Now, I'm not saying that the film festival was a bomb, but that was a tough fucking room.
Right.
That was a
they
tough room.
They weren't there for comedy, and then half the crowd was Nigerian, the other half was from other places. So it wasn't a comedy crowd,
And Joey, hold on a second, Joey. Are you saying that Nigerians don't know comedy?
There's no comedy bars in Nigeria.
No.
Michael Blackson's gonna be pissed off with you next year. You don't want to
I should have done his material.
He's got enough problems with Cat Williams right now. You don't need to be getting onto this shit, brother.
No, but when I say Nigerian, I'm not talking about Nigerian, descent. They were from Nigeria. I mean, there were elephants parked outside and everything. Like, it was like the set of Coming to America.
It really did look like that.
Yes.
Just based on the attire.
Awesome. They were awesome people. It was an awesome film festival, and I had a blast.
It was hilarious, but they had just done a whole series of awards, right? Handing stuff out, like the award for most diverse film and the award for cultural, significance and support within the community. And now the comedy stylings of Joey Medina. So, did you hear the one about the black guy?
My black people, where you at?
I mean, I laughed my ass off. But I think there was people in the room that were just like, I don't know if we should laugh.
And I don't mind. Like I never take any, I never take myself serious, or I never take, if a crowd's not into me or whatever. I'm like, it is what it is. I'm still the one with the microphone. I'm still the one standing up there, and I get comfortable. To be a good comedian, you have to be comfortable with uncomfortableness, you know. And once you get comfortable with that, you're like, it's all good. You know, everything was fine. I got a couple of chuckles, and I was happy with that.
It's a great comment that you just made, because I remember that night that you performed those 2 shows at Joker's back in September here in the Greater Toronto area. And there were a bunch of young comics that were there for those 2 nights. Some of them that were opening for you, some of them that were emceeing, some of them that were just hanging around. And it felt like everybody was just like, the gravitational pull of Joey was sucking them all in, and they're all in your face going, "You got any advice for me? You got any advice for me?" Like you must get that all the time from young comics. Do you ever just fuck with them and give them the worst advice possible?
No, because I feel bad. Like, you know, no, I actually love that, because, you know, when I first started, there weren't too many people that were giving me advice or helping me out. And I've always said to myself that I'm always going to help other people. And the thing is, for a comedian, when they ask you for advice, is a great compliment, because they're thinking, okay, this guy's a funny guy. I can learn something from him. If they don't ask you for advice, that's a bad sign. Like, oh, they probably think I suck, you know? So, but I'm really great. Like, I give great filmmaking advice. I give great relationship advice. I give great comedy advice. I'm so old. Basically, that's what I'm saying, that I've learned so much that, you know, I'm glad to share it with the world.
Right. Have you ever had to say to somebody, they've come off the stage, and you had to look them dead in the eye and lie to them straight up and be like,
yes.
"No, that was good, bro. Like, you killed it out there, bro.
Yes.
Thanks. Now, could you please step aside?
Yep.
I need to go to work."
There's some comedians out there. Yes, definitely. There's some comedians out there that you can tell all they want to hear is something good. They don't want to hear the truth. You can tell, because then they're like, but. I'm like, so I'm just, oh man, great, good job. And that's it. Or, you know, if no one asks me for advice, I never give advice. So if they don't ask for advice and they get off stage, no matter what happens, I'm gonna say, hey, good job. You know, but to be honest, I love when comics bomb. We all do. We all love when our friends bomb, because it's like watching our friends fall. You know, it's just funny.
Which is never not funny.
Right, it's just funny.
It's always funny. But so what Tid just asked brings a thought to my mind. If you're sitting in the crowd or sitting backstage at a show, and the guy who's up or the lady who's up before you is just dying, like just dying, they're throwing out their stuff, getting no reaction, are you back there going, "You motherfucker, now I got to work twice as hard to bring them back"?
Yeah. Because that's what it is. I'm looking at it and I have nothing. Now it's worse. Now, you know, I'd rather have opened the show, because now I've got to go behind this bad mojo.
Right.
But you learn a lot watching the comics before you, because you learn a lot from about the audience. You learn what they're laughing at, what they're not laughing at, if there's somebody drunk at a specific spot, or you know, what kind of vibe they have. And then once you figure that out, then it's easy to just ride the wave. Just get back, you know, get on stage and ride the wave.
You ever done a show where you just depend on crowd work as opposed to material?
Yes. I've done that a few times, many times. And I did one time. It was because I was really drunk. I get on stage, and the comic ahead of me wasn't that great, and the audience was talking, and I just got out there mad, and I just improv the whole thing. And about half hour in, I'm going, you know what? I think I could do the whole act like this. And I just kept on going. And it was actually one of my favorite shows, man. It was really cool, because they were up there, and they were just they were going with everything.
Yeah.
But I've done that, you know, other times. And sometimes it just depends, you know. Sometimes if you're riffing with a specific person in the audience, you want to pull as much as you can out there, but you want to break it up throughout your set, because what happens is, if you stay 10 minutes on one particular couple, everybody else gets bored. They're like, you know, this is boring. Nobody's talking to me. Even though they're laughing at everything, you need to kind of just break that up a little bit.
Well, as soon as they figure you're making the crowd, like somebody in the crowd, part of the show, now everybody wants to be part of the
that's another part
of the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the other
which is the typical. That's the typical heckler.
Yeah, for sure. One guy starts beaking off, and then they're all going to start it, right? But I guess the part of crowd work that really terrifies me is going back to my days in talk radio, right? Whenever I would do a talk radio show, I would always come over prepared with material and content that I wanted to talk about. Like, I'm on a sports radio station, I'm going to talk about all the big sports stories and I'm going to have enough information to talk about them. To me, the scariest part was when the producer says, "Let's open the phones." Because now I have no control of the show anymore. Now it's in the hands of the caller. And like, they call up and be like, am I on the air? Am I on the air? Okay. I just wanted to say, I thought that the trade today sucked. Yeah, that's what the last guy said. What was your thoughts on the trade? I just talked about that before the commercial. Like, it's death. It's death.
Yeah, but that's why they hire interns to do screening.
They suck. You know that. We never had a good intern. They all suck.
What? Come on. Some of those interns went on to do great things, Donnie.
Not as interns, not as call screeners. They found their calling doing other shit. But see, that terrifies me. When I see people that are really good at crowd work, I think, okay, that's a muscle that they've built up.
Yeah.
But also there's an element of luck on who you call on. Because you call on the wrong person, like, you can try to clown them for the fact that they're giving you nothing, but that only goes so far, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of times, unless they do something where you have no choice to interact with them, when I interact with, I'm not worried about anything, but because most people have the same expression but when I see somebody who's really upset or angry or whatever, I may leave them alone because I'm like, I don't want to ruin the pace of the show. But I kind of as far as but you're right about what you said earlier. It's a muscle. It's a muscle you train because it's something you hear. And the thing is, it works exactly when you're reading. Because I write, as you said in the intro, I write for a game show. And what I do is I read all kinds of things on the news, on the internet, and there'll be something that pops from it. And I go, oh my God, that's perfect. That's, I have a joke for it. Because I just like if somebody would have said it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, I dig it. It makes me feel my brain faster than I think it is. You know what I mean?
Like right there.
Yeah, exactly. It was like,
it was amazing, like a steel trap.
I know, what an asshole this guy is. What the hell?
Okay, so let me ask you this. I mentioned in the intro, obviously anyone who's heard you on this show before is already very well familiar with the fact that you've got more trophies than I have socks. Like, with all your films and everything, because I don't have a lot of socks, but you have so many awards for all different films that you've produced, whether it was a drama, a comedy, whatever the hell it was. You're kicking ass. Now you got this new one. I want to ask you this, because just before we started the show, Tid and I were talking about, this conversation comes up every January. What has now entered into the public domain? Mm-hmm. As a filmmaker, do you ever look at characters, properties, stories that enter into the public domain and go, I could do a version of that and not have to pay anyone for the rights?
No, that's a good idea. But I'm excited. Night of the Living Dead, the original, is in public domain, and that's
it is.
That's a classic film, man. That's amazing.
See, there's a lot of stuff. Like, obviously everyone's talking about Mickey Mouse, right? Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, the original version of Mickey Mouse is now public domain. And Tid, I think, did you have an image of that too? Because there's a new film. Oh, no, you don't have it? I thought you did. There's a new film that's coming out. What's it called again?
It's a new Mickey Mouse horror film. Give me 1 second here. I'm just pulling this up right now.
Something about Killer Mouse or some shit. It's like a creepy horror film by some indie director. There it is. Oh no, that's the Winnie the Pooh one from last year.
So this is the version here of Steamboat Willie that has become available, and it's called Mickey's Mouse Trap. Comedy, horror comedy thriller. I mean, really, I think saying comedy kind of goes without, needed to be. Surprise birthday party in an amusement arcade. Shocking. But things quickly take a turn for the worst when she and her friends encounter a knife-wielding murderer in a Mickey costume. All right.
I mean, it sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's, which is what all the kids are watching these days. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, and like we talked about, like I just mentioned it. Like last year at this time, everyone was talking about Winnie the Pooh comes into public domain, and they made a killer Winnie the Pooh movie. First of all, I'm a little disappointed in these filmmakers. You get these great properties, and all you're doing is turning them into like psycho killers. Like, let's be a little more creative with our children's stories. But I think I saw Citizen Kane in public domain now. Like,
Oh wow,
yeah, man. Like, you know, maybe
we're
you could
getting
do
old.
like, maybe you could do the Citizen, you know, Citizen Latino Kane or something. Like, I don't know.
Citizen Sugar Cane. There you go.
Sugar cane.
Yeah, he's a narco boss, and he runs a newspaper. I don't know.
There's two of them. It's a part 2, and it's Citizen Cocaine.
There you go.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
Mhm.
I mean, you know what? I guess, you know, I'm not surprised when you say, no, I haven't really thought about that, because it feels schlocky. Like, sure, there's movies that get remade all the time and people have to purchase the rights. Like, I was listening to an interview today with Bradley Cooper, and he talked about A Star Is Born, how that thing's been remade 4 fucking times.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the only time it ever worked was the one he did with Gaga. All the other versions are dog poo. Like, they're all shit.
It was actually really good too. I'm not into that kind of, that's not my genre, but he did a really good job.
They killed it.
Yeah.
And you know, when you see that, you go, they had to pay for the rights to a script that failed 3 times. And then there's scripts that are coming into public domain that are good. You know, so it's gotta make some
I want to remake
filmmaker.
Freddy Gets Fingered. I think that's going to be I think I can do something with that one.
With Tom Green's movie.
Yeah.
You might have to wait a little longer.
He probably let you do it now.
I haven't even seen that one, man, ever. But I just remember the title was so funny.
Has there ever been a movie like you obviously you're a student of the film genre and everything like that, so you've done your history, you know, old film, everything like that. Is there anything that you've been watching and sat there and go, man, I would love to see a remake of that? Because I had this happen to me the other night. I've always said this. I'm a big fan of horror movies. I love all of the horror movies. And one that I was watching the other day that came across was Nightbreed. And I've always thought to myself, they should do a remake of Nightbreed, because think about this for Nightbreed. Okay, so it was a movie. It was a Clive Barker story and movie with David Cronenberg as the head villain in it. And one of the creatures was Doug Bradley. So Pinhead was in there as well. Right. And you had Clive Barker and Cronenberg on opposite side. It was just this weird thing. And Nightbreed was just such a cool story. Like, I always looked at that and go, man, in this age of remakes, they just did Hellraiser, you know, all the remakes of Jason's and the Michaels and everything like that. And so we're doing this. I always thought that Nightbreed would be very cool. Was there ever anything that you were like, man, that should be a remake?
Probably definitely some. I always wanted to do, and I have an idea actually for new Lost Boys. So
that was dope.
Yeah, so I totally have it. I think it's, and I live near Venice, so it's that kind of vibe. It would take place here. But you know, the funny thing is, remember when all the Sharknado movies came out?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I actually wrote a script for porn called Cocknado.
Okay.
Flying everywhere.
All right, give me the elevator. Give me the elevator. Give me the elevator pitch, Joey. Let's go.
No, dude, it's okay. Basically, a storm comes and it goes over this dildo factory in Japan, and the storm travels all the way to the west coast of America, and people see the storm coming and they're like, hey, look at the storm, and then all these dildos fly out and just start stabbing people. They're hard, obviously, and they're just, and so basically everybody's getting killed by dildos.
I mean, on the plus side,
the gay guys are running around with their mouth going, you know, that kind of
I mean, on the plus side, it's a Japanese dildo factory, so they're all probably not very big.
That's true. But they make it for the U.S. Yeah.
Oh,
North
okay.
America.
That's fucking hilarious.
But I
As
did. I really wrote
porn. You're writing script for porn.
I really wrote that script. I didn't even, and I don't know how to write a script for porn. I'm like, okay, a lot of fucking, a lot of sucking. You know what I mean?
Okay, right. Okay, so and by saying that, did you use the time to research a shit ton of porn so that you could learn how to quote write for porn, Joey?
I've been researching since I was 16 years old. So yes.
And now you know someone out there is wondering, what's on Joey's Pornhub search history?
Oh, Lord.
Because you're old enough. This would have been before the internet and that. Did you ever write into Penthouse Forum?
No.
Oh.
I read them though all the time.
Good shit.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact that there's just a writing crew that does all of those things. So
no, I would think so, because otherwise you're leaving it up to the public, and what if all you get is shit, weird, kinky, weird shit? I want to fuck my cat. You're like, oh, I can't put that on, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, of course,
leaving it up to the people is like my paranoia with talk radio and crowd work. You see, it all comes back to the same thing. We got a theme here now.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't trust nobody. That's the theme for 2024. Do it your fucking self. You know what? I just realized, Tid, when you said, yeah, I happen to know that they had a writing team, because maybe our audience doesn't know this, but you were pals with Larry Flint.
Well, I did. I met Larry on quite a few occasions and was the director of marketing for Hustler Canada for a brief period of time as well, and know the family that ran it all very well.
That was before you came out.
No, I still haven't, but thank you. I appreciate you. That's what friends do. That's all right.
Sorry for outing you. I apologize. That was a dick move on my part. By the way, he wants a part in Cocknado, Joey.
Yeah. I want to be victim number 7.
And you know, the cutest thing was when I wrote the script for the title, I found a font that for letters shaped like cocks. So I did the title with cock font NATO of fuck. I can't even speak English anymore. But yes.
Please tell me you have like burner computers around your place with.
No.
You know, now I'm gonna download cock font. Like I'm searching it right now.
They have it. It's good.
Holy shit! I just found it.
Told you.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Good when you want to write a love letter, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to use that next year at Christmas time.
That is
fantastic.
Hold on. I gotta show the audience this for those that are actually watching, not listening. I gotta share my screen. Wait. Okay. Present. Share screen.
I bet you I would have made $1 million with Cocknado, man.
Cock font. Can you put that in the video in the stream there, Tid?
Let's have a look and see what happens here if we do this, and then we do this.
Look. Was that your font, Joey?
Let me put my glasses. Where am I my glasses at? I don't know. Maybe. Do they look like cocks?
Yeah. They do, with hairy balls.
No,
cock font, shave your balls.
The one I had, I don't think they were in color. I think it was just like black and white.
Yeah, these ones are all Caucasian cocks.
You have to get the black ones. You go to the capital letters.
These are all Caucasians, not to be confused with Caucasians.
So stupid. Okay, so talk to us a little bit about Teeth, your latest screenplay.
That is the greatest statement ever to come out of from your mouth. No, from your mouth through those teeth. Joey, please tell me, because I've been waiting for this. Please tell me you had Donnie's mouth in mind when you wrote this thing.
Fucking asshole. I got a beautiful smile. Blow me.
No, I actually I got the title from a song, and in the like independent little rock rock group. They're called what are they called? They're called Speed of Light, and they're really really good. It's a two brothers and a sister, and they're all like probably 16, 17, but they can play, man. They're awesome. So anyway, my editor was doing a music video for them. He was editing a music video for them. I went to his office. He goes, "Hey, check this out." And I heard it, and I'm like, "Holy shit, man! I love this song." And I go, and I said, "Listen, I have an idea for a zombie movie, and I think this song would be great for it." And then I said, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to call the movie Teeth." Name of the song. So I don't even know if I can get the song yet. but
what are you, Ed Wood? We'll figure it out later.
The song's amazing. I mean, this is the most perfect song for my script. So like if you read the script and hear the song at the same time, you totally will picture it. It's pretty cool. And yeah, Teeth I haven't announced it yet, but it just won its 4th award for a script.
And is there plans to start filming this? I know that you've already put together a cast and crew, full crew. Is that all done and everything like that? I know that you've got skateboarder Jason Ellis, right? Also a fantastic, funny.
Is that public knowledge? Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can say that's okay.
Yeah, okay. I just did.
Now it's public.
Just said it. Yeah. Yeah,
no,
remember that part? Cool. Remember that part where you outed me, Donnie? Yeah, what's up now, sucker? What's up now?
The funny thing is when I cast a movie, even though there's people I want, I always have my brain. I have a second and third because in filmmaking you never know, and sometimes let's say I decide, okay, hey, I need to shoot this on February 12th, and he's like, well, it's February 12th, I'm out of the country, I'm fucked, right? If I have to shoot that day, then I have to go to somebody else. It's that kind of thing. But Jason was my first choice. I did stand-up comedy with him once, and we were both doing on the same show. And I just kept on thinking about it for my film. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I want to do it. And then when I heard the song Teeth, everything kind of just came together. And, and the script is only like a 14-page script. It's a short film, but it feels like a big movie.
But I remember hearing Jason Ellis on his Sirius XM show talking about how he's polyamorous and he lets his buddies bang his wife.
He's not married.
Oh, he was at one time.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Maybe that's why they're not married anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hey, man, to each his own. That's what I say.
Hey, do your thing. Right? But
or make your boat float. Do that.
Yesterday, my 11-year-old. This is one of those many moments, Joey, in life when I realize, oh yeah, he's got my blood. The same way I'm always bugging you going, come on, Medina, find me a cameo in one of these fucking things. My kid turns to me yesterday and goes, so you know some people that are directors, right? Do you think I could be in a movie?
Oh, that's so cool. This is so cool.
And then I joked around with him. I said, well, Joey's doing this like zombie thing. He's like, I could be a dead body. It'd be cool to kill a kid.
You could fly him down Air Canada.
Then they'll never make it.
Yeah, no. That'll fuck up the whole schedule.
Yeah, God damn it.
But he's non-union, so he works cheap.
Good, because that's my budgets are cheap. Like I make movies with hardly no money at all, so it's like you got to hustle.
That's the way. So okay, can you give for the audience? Can you give like Tid said earlier with Cognado? Can you give us the elevator pitch on Teeth so people know what to expect?
Oh yeah, easy. It's there's 3 would-be criminals. Well, they actually are. They're professional criminals, and they're driving to a marijuana farm to rob them because they know that on that particular day they're gonna have money. And then, but as they're going there, the zombie apocalypse is happening, and they don't realize it until it's too late. Until the guy tries to get back to his car, and there's like mayhem everywhere, and everybody's trying to eat each other. And one of my favorite, it's a scene. It'll be a scene in the film. There's a pregnant girl who's her name is Cinnamon, and she's like the main guy's girlfriend, and she's drinking and smoking even though she's like 9 months pregnant. So there's a nice I call this a love scene where she's now a zombie. she's got this huge wound on her stomach. The baby falls out with the cord and everything, and she attacks the baby and eats it. Thank you, folks.
All right. I'm invested. I'm invested already. Now, here's my question. Hold on. Here, I have a two-part question, and you're just about to hit one of them, so I'll save that for you. But let me ask this first. When we're talking about the zombies, Joey, are we talking like old school Night of the Living Dead? Like, yeah, I could probably take out a bunch of these things. Or are we talking about like these World War Z track stars, like these Usain Bolts of zombies that are chasing people down? That I got no time for those zombie movies, bro.
I think old school zombies are cheaper to film.
That's what I'm saying too, right?
No, that's I don't like those zombies either. That's just very unrealistic.
Yeah.
And I can't make them look like the old school.
Did you just say it's an unrealistic zombie?
Yeah, to watch like.
How can we do it now, Joey?
Come on.
It's nonfiction.
Like the old school zombies I love. Those are my favorite, but I can't do that on this film because in this film, all the zombies just turn to a zombie. And there's no way in the world they're going to look, that like their skin is falling off. And also, I thought, well, I have to make them look scary. Otherwise, it's no fun. If they just wake up looking like themselves, that's really really cheap. Like, oh, this guy had no fucking makeup. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do, the zombies are gonna look very close to the zombies if you've seen the film, The Train to Busan.
Oh, absolutely. I don't like those zombies either. Those are fast-moving zombies, Joey.
Yeah, well, these are gonna be fast. Only
when they start chasing you down the stairs into the train station and stuff like that in that movie, I was like, no, fuck that. I would have tripped. I guaranteed I would have tripped. I would have been done for.
Oh, I know. It's one of my favorite films. I love that film. But and also 28 days later, 28 months later, weeks later, whatever the fuck it was. So the zombies are going to have their eyes are going to be bloodshot. Their pupils will be like creamy colored, and their faces will be a little veiny. And, they're all going to have blood on them because they've just bitten somebody. So, so it's going to be that kind of thing.
Ted's not going to get this reference, but I'm going to throw it to you anyways. Is Cinnamon, the character you mentioned, is she like one of these hood chicks that doesn't know how to pronounce anything at Morton's?
Why did you have a hard time stuff in Morton's?
No, I have a joke I do in my act. I do a joke in my act, but it's based off of 3 different people.
It's an amalgamation of dates.
Yes. Hood rat.
All right.
Gotta love him.
It's such a funny bit that Joey does in his act where he talks about going out for dinner with some girl who's, she wants to be at this high class restaurant, but she can't pronounce anything on the menu.
She ordered a marlot with extra ice, that kind of thing.
Oh, is that a true story? Because I've been in a liquor store where a couple came in and specifically asked, "Where's the merlot? I mean, I need a couple of bottles of merlot." And I was like,
fancy.
Come on. There's a camera somewhere. You're not that stupid in life. Now you're telling me there's more than because these were old people. So, and there was a couple and very, very, very white. So I can't imagine they're not very hood radish, right? So that means that there's more than 3 people out there who refer to this as merlot.
Yeah, there's a lot more people.
There's a good friend of mine that you both know. Tid knows her well, and Joey, you met her when you were up here in Toronto, and she's one of these people that she's smart, but she mispronounces shit all the time, and I'm constantly roasting her. And I think she said one time, we were talking about getting some food from this sushi place, and she's like, "I'd like to have some of that edamame."
Edamame, like it's a character from The Color Purple.
Edamame.
Edamame.
So,
wow.
I'm like, yeah, order the edamame.
I remember when I was 19, I moved to Tucson, Arizona from New York, right? Yep. A Bronx kid, right? So I got lost. So I called somebody on a payphone to so they can tell me how to get back to wherever I was staying. And so they go, look up, what's the street? And I go, oh, it's Camp Bell. He's like, Camp Bell, and it was Campbell. I just
Camp
but I'm reading
Bell.
it. So it says Camp Bell to me. I'm like, the old
That's
Camp
so
Bell.
good. That's so good. I love stupid.
They're like, this Campbell. I'm like, it don't look like Camp. I mean, but dude, it was so fun. Oh, okay. So one of the first jobs I got when I first, at 19 years old, when I first moved to Tucson, Arizona, was I was a teacher's aide for elementary school kids. So I remember one day we were doing rhyming words, and the teacher said she rhymed frog and dog, right? But I didn't say dog. I said dog. That's how I so I go, wait a second, frog and dog don't rhyme. What are you talking about? And all the kids are looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, look, frog, dog. What, what's wrong with you people? I was so upset because I'm like, are they fucking with me? Like,
are you fucking with me?
You fucking me, you little shits.
I still get it. I still get it to this day, Joey. Don't kid yourself. I still call it a roof. I still say that it's cement, and it's and you still put your feet in the creek. Like these are just things that you just say.
And when he gets in an accident, he makes sure they got insurance.
Insurance.
Insurance. Or else
Sure,
you're gonna call the police.
Make sure I'm not driving.
Hey, let me ask you this, because it totally just popped in my head talking about New York and where you came from and all that. So I was in Manhattan last weekend, and I was there with family, my little guy, and there were a small group of us. So what we decided to do, because we're coming in from PA, drove to Newark Penn Station, took the train to World Trade because my little guy wanted to see the memorial, which I thought was cool. And then we hopped on a subway, went up towards Times Square, did all the touristy shit. And then we're getting ready to get the fuck out of there. So when we're ready to get the fuck out of there, I'm like, okay, I know that if we go to New York Penn Station, we can take the train back to Newark.
Nice.
So we go to New York Penn. And at this point, it's about 12:30, 12:45. Okay, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And there's masses of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people everywhere within this station, in the train station. I'm looking on the big boards where you can see where your track is, and I'm not seeing our train anywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? All of a sudden, this dude who works for the station, he comes out in his little uniform, and I swear, no word of a lie, this is what he says. All trains is now canceled. I don't know where you going, but you ain't getting there tonight. Track 10 is the last track. You hop your ass on track 10 and Uber from there or figure your shit out. I can't help you. Don't come ask me nothing. Have a nice night.
I love that. That's employee of the month right there.
I was like, what the actual fuck?
So you and your family embarked on like a real life version of the Warriors to make your way back?
Bro, it was like, we look at the one train that's left. Remember, we got to go to Newark. The one train that's left is heading towards Delaware. Okay. And so the best we could do was go one stop to Secaucus, New Jersey. And then we got ourselves an Uber from there at like 1:30 in the morning. But I'm just like, we ended up getting a hold of one of the employees and going, what happened? I don't know. Don't ask me nothing. I don't know. I just work here. All the trains is done. And I'm like,
we can make a movie. We can make a movie, Snakes on the Trains.
Is this a typical New York thing?
Yeah, that's just the way people talk.
I'm like, there's not that I take public transit very often anywhere, but I can't imagine a conductor in Toronto coming out on the subway going, all the subways is done. Figure your shit out.
Well, if he did, you would look at him now and be like, oh, he just got here from New York.
You just transferred from the path.
He's a recent transfer. They needed some more. They needed some more authority up on these trains up here in Canada.
Had a little moment of panic, Joey. I'm not gonna lie. A little moment of panic.
I would too. You were like, how many get back? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to Secaucus. Okay. To Secaucus.
I'm telling you, like warriors. That's what it would have been. You'd have been chased by other families trying to find their way back as well.
So you're flying in on Wednesday?
Yes. The show's
All right.
Thursday, and then I leave Friday. So I
Sounds
can't
good.
wait, though, man. It's going to be great to see you. I wish I could see you, Chris, but I get it. You're in a different world, and because I don't know Canada, so I'm like, I
He
think
doesn't
everything's
like
the same.
Latinos, Joey.
That's not true. That's not true. I don't like male Latinos.
Oh, yeah. So I can't wait, man. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. So if people want to get tickets, do they just contact the club?
Yeah, because I don't really have a lot of information. So if you contact the Comedy Bar, they'll let you know. But it'll definitely be on the 11th.
Okay, so comedybar.ca. Comedybar.ca is the website. So anyone who's listening to this and wants to go see Joey Medina tape a comedy special, go to comedybar.ca. You'll find information there, and you can get tickets there, and you can give them a call if you need more information. Comedybar.ca. It's on the Danforth. Let's see, 2800 Danforth Avenue. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, should be a lot of fun. Go check it out. I'll definitely be there. Awesome. Yeah, not that that's a big drawing card
man.
for you, Joey.
It's gonna be cool. Matter of fact, I'll probably call you, Donnie, to spitball some stuff, because I'm gonna go. Did this work when you were there? When I was there last time, did this work? Because I was trying to come up with some new shit for that. I haven't done it all in Canada, so we'll see.
Yeah, listen, whatever you need. Although don't put me on the spot like you did last time you were here. It's like 2 minutes before Joey's about to go on stage. He goes, "Hey, you want to do like a big introduction for me or something? It'll be cool." And I was like,
he does great introductions.
I was like, there's a kid on stage, like a young comic, who's like, he's got a semi-erection. He's so excited to introduce Joey. I don't want to take that from him. And plus, I got nothing for you. I'm not prepared for this moment, you know.
Also, he would have had to walk out on stage with his full erection.
This is true. I didn't want to be showing that off, but I felt so bad for the kid that was up there. Like, you could tell he was so excited to introduce you. I'm like, I'm not going to take his shine. I'm just going to sit here and sip my tequila. But whatever you need, brother. You want to bounce shit off me? No problem. If it sucks, I'll tell you. I'll tell you if it sucks.
But yeah, so we'll talk. But
all right.
But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun doing the special. It's going to be fun having some more footage of me. And because the last special I did was a while ago. I think it was 2009.
Wow.
Or 9. Yeah, that was my last special. That was my Showtime special.
Well, it's perfect timing, because I mean,
Well, no, I take it back. I did another one, but it wasn't. I did another one a couple years before COVID, but it wasn't that
funny.
big of I don't like it. No, the funny thing was I also directed it.
Okay.
But it was kind of I really didn't direct it. We shot it in Las Vegas, and the reason I did direct it, but I didn't have any real connection with any of the crew and stuff. So they were kind of like, who's this guy kind of attitude. And so like I would say, did you get this done? Yeah, everything. And then the sound wasn't the best. We would argue about editing all the time, and we were going back and forth. I'm like thinking, I would have handled this differently if I could have. But that was, anyway, that's my last special.
I'm gonna put the word out on socials as well. I'm gonna let my friends and former guests on this show that are part of the comedy community, I'm gonna let them know to reach out to their circles as well. Toronto's got a pretty good comedy circuit, man. It's got a really good scene here with a lot of great young promising talent.
Right.
So I think you're going to enjoy it. I mean, I know the last time you were here, you had some of the comics like, hey, you want to go around and see all the clubs and I'll take you to another and you're like, I just want to eat sushi and go to bed.
Because don't forget, I was also there for the film festival, right?
Right.
So I was just like, I was doing a lot of shit.
That's why you were actually in town. We just happened to get you this gig.
Yes, you did. Yes, absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, everybody wants to be your fucking ambassador and take you around the city.
No, but I like that. I don't mind because I really want to see more Toronto. I just wish it would have been during the day or something.
Yeah. Well, you didn't get to see much last time, right?
Not at all, no.
Okay, well, listen,
you probably won't get to this time either because it's going to be cold as hell.
Oh, yeah, I'm staying indoors then. Fuck that.
Yeah, right? As you show off, with your nice, what is it there today? Probably a 60?
I don't know, but it's really hot.
Oh, yeah, it's really hot. It's fucking 20 degrees out here, Joey.
No, it's actually, it's cool, but very nippy. Like it feels like possibly like October, maybe for you guys, so it's, I don't know, maybe if your October is cold or not, but.
Wow.
You're about to find out what it's like in January. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Joey Medina. You can check him out on Instagram at Joey Medina Comic. He's really active on there and he loves engaging with people. And of course, you can go to comedybar.ca if you're in the Greater Toronto area and go check out the taping of his special next week on January 11th. No episode next week because it's the same time we would be doing the show, and I'll be there hanging out with my boy Joey. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. I love you, man.
All right. Love you, Joey.
Thanks, Joey.
There goes everybody. The freaking Puerto Rican Joey Medina.
Tremendous.
Yes, sir. We didn't even get a chance to talk about, all the crazy shit that's been going on in the news. And now we're plumb out of time.
It's what happens when you're up against it like that, right? There's just so much stuff going on, which is absolute craziness anyways. But I mean, we live in the world where it's never ending. So I feel like even when we come back after the next week, it's still going to be relevant. There's probably going to be even more.
Did you have anything that you wanted to play or show in the last 3 minutes that we have here or no?
No. I mean, there's no.
Okay.
There's really nothing going on out there that isn't.
There's nothing going on. He's sitting there. Okay, for the audience, he's sitting there with a stack of stories that's all pre-produced and he was ready to fire them off. And he's like, there's nothing going on. I just want to go eat dinner. Yes. Which I respect.
It's really about it. What are we going to do? Talk about Ian Ziering getting beat up by a bunch of people on mopeds?
Is it Ian or Ian? I think it's Ian.
Oh, sure. Right. Could you imagine if him and fucking Lindsay Lohan got together? Is it Ian Lohan? Is it Ian Lohan? You'd never get that name right.
With Sarah Michelle Gellar. I actually thought that was a funny headline when I saw it. Ian Ziering attacked by bikers, and then you showed me the video, and it's literally guys on scooters.
Yeah. You want to see this?
Yeah. Let's see it real quick.
All right.
Let's just see it. We got 2 minutes.
Let's just pull this up here.
Let's just take a look. Ian Ziering, of course, of 90210 fame. All
right. So we're there. Okay. First of all, this is what they call bikers, ladies and gentlemen.
They're on tricycles. What is that?
He tries to literally watch the one in the green helmet here in the pink jacket. She's like, "What the heck is?" He's like,
"They're Oompa Loompas. Look at them.
I'm getting mobbed." That dude misses. Okay, remember
is this the cast of Wonka?
Missed again.
They're just really big fans trying to get autographs.
Oh wow!
Oompa Loompa doobity day.
Hey, you heard that movie?
Ziering, gonna fuck your way.
Wow, really? That I believe is more your freestyle.
That's funny. I mean, sorry that if you got hurt. I don't think you did.
It's just even the headline that properly depicts what happens still ended up coming across as clickbait because those were not bikers. They were like moped enthusiasts. What do you
guys
even
on
call
bicycles?
those? Like they're scooters? Is it a scooter? You know, they're clearly in a club. They're in a gang, and they didn't like that somebody in a car was forcing them off of the bike lane.
I've sustained worse injuries playing Nerf archery tag.
Bro.
Like, come on.
Bro.
Poor Ian. Ian. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Poor Ian.
I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think that, you know,
he pissed somebody off because they didn't come after him because they weren't a fan of 90210. Like, he pissed somebody off.
I don't know. Maybe
they were Lollipop Guild for sure because those
maybe they were fans. Maybe they were all Melrose Place people. Like fuck everything about 90210.
That's exactly what happened. Melrose Gang represent. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Donnie De Silva. That is Notorious TID Chris Tidwell. It is January 5th, 2024, and this is the first installment of the new year, and we are about to wrap this party up. We are all done. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.